sarcastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sag Daddy the Pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sag Daddy the Pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sag Daddy the Pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed. Now here's my dumb voice.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Sag Daddy the Pod. We have a great episode today. We had Ian Fidance, my best buddy, one of them, came in here. We talked, alcoholism, child stuff. I shit my pants, but it is what it is. Great week. We got Nicole C. Lyons on the ones and the twos and threes. Actually, there's a lot of buttons over there. How many buttons you got over there? I just counted. We got Nicole on the ones and twos and threes and fours and fives and six, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to guess how many buttons are over there. And I'm going to say 25 on your little producer thing.
You might be right.
Wow.
I have to count, though. Let me get back to you.
I may be crazy, but but that's just might be who you're looking for. What is that line? You may be right, I may be crazy, but it just might be a lunatic you're looking for. Saw Billy Joel in concert a few months ago. That was awesome. Did I tell you about that? Josh Adam Myers, another friend. We'll have to get him on the show for sure. And then we'll get some people that people know. Just kidding. He took me to Billy Joel as a special present, as like a present for filming the special. So I wish I could have shared it with you. We should have took the whole team.
I'm only just now finding out about this.
And
present.
He's so good. Billy Joel is so good, but he's so old that his face is stuck in like permanent boredom. So I was comparing it to it. He looked like like an animatron at Chuck E. Cheese, because he's like, only the good die young, da 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 da. Like he wasn't blinking at all. So anyway, good episode today. Little news in my world. There was a stabbing. There was a stabbing on my block. What the hell? What is that? You hear that? That's every day, every morning. So there was a stabbing on my block. I got off the train at whatever, almost said my address. This was last week at some point. I think it was maybe Thursday or Thursday. Maybe it was Thursday or Wednesday. But I get off the subway. This is around midnight. There's a big caution tape running from the pawn shop where the stabbing had occurred all the way to like right before my deli, which I usually get a burger at like 2 a.m. So thank God the stabbing didn't happen there, because that would have been annoying. And I get off the train. I'm walking to my home, and a guy with a camera comes up to me and he goes, "Did you hear about the stabbing?" And I'm like, "No, what stabbing?" He's got a big camera. And I go, "No, what stabbing?" And he goes, "Well, that's the blood right there." And he shows me a pile of blood that has not been cleaned, by the way. So if you walk past, it's now like this dirty, brownish kind of whatever. Like it could just be a stain. It made me think, like, how many of these stains that you walk by, what is it? How much blood is this? Like, how much of it is blood? How much of it is shit? It could, because it's not being cleaned and it's still there. And I don't think it'll ever go away. I think they're going to change my block to Blood Street. Anyway, so the Bloods will move in. Am I a Blood now because I live on, Anyway, so he shows me a pile of blood. And at this point, the blood was red. It was a big pile of blood. And I was like, whoa. I just called myself one of the best podcasters in the world, and now I'm going, and I saw that, and I was like, whoa. Whoa. And then, not only that, he says, there's the blood, there's the knife. So he shows me, if you walk around there closer to the deli where I get my food, there's a big, like, Applebee's kind of knife. Like if Applebee's were to give you a knife for your steak, it was one of those kind of knives. Not covered in blood, by the way. Just that's something, if I were a detective, I would go, this is a little fishy.
And nothing's taped off. No police tape.
There's caution tape.
Okay.
And there are
so
detectives.
So you've walked into the crime scene?
I'm right outside the crime scene. So I'm on the opposite side of the caution tape. It's doing its job. It is.
Okay.
It's keeping me out. And
so you're not like standing in the blood. He's like, there's
No.
the blood. It's on the other side of the tape.
no, and there's
Gotcha.
detectives and there's police everywhere. And I'm going, well, what happened? And nobody's telling me. And literally I walked up to a cop, like this fresh out of the fucking academy cop. And I was like, what happened? And he's like, we don't know. And I was like, it's just crazy because I live here. So I'm trying to like be like, can you just tell me if I'm okay? Like, so I'm trying to give him like it's just so crazy because I live here in this neighborhood. This is my home. And it's scary when it happens I said this to him. I went, it's scary when it happens in your own neighborhood. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, well, you're not going to tell me shit. The guy's still on the fucking loot. I didn't catch the guy. But so I walk back after the guy with the camera goes, that's the blood, that's the knife. He goes, do you want to say something for the news? And I go, yeah. Because in my head, I'm going, of course, I'll be on the news. Because I immediately go, if anyone sees this and they know who I am, it's hilarious. You know, if they're like, fucking Sagalow? You know, so that's in the back of my head. And then he goes, okay. And then lifts it up. That light comes on, like the side light. It's like, doof. And then it immediately hits me that I go, well, this isn't funny. I go, this isn't funny. This shouldn't be funny. It would be very tacky to try and be funny right now. Because he could be dead, this guy. And then I'm going like, whoa, somebody get a fork over here because I'm eating blood stew tonight. You know, so he goes, okay, so then he starts asking me real questions. So I'm answering them real. He goes, is this scary? Is this terrifying? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm going like, yeah, it is scary. You know, this doesn't really happen that often. So, you know, it's sad. And he's like, well, would it make you leave Sunnyside? And I go, well, it's not really safe anywhere now, you know, so it's hard. So I'm answering them very honestly. And then we're getting towards the end. And I go, you got to try to go viral. And by the way, I asked him what news he was. I was like, what news is this? And he goes, just the local news. Like he wouldn't give me a straight answer. And his badge said nothing. So there's a part of me that's also going, maybe this guy's the killer. You know what I mean? I'm going, maybe he's the killer. Maybe he's the videotape killer. You know what I mean? He like asked people to talk about the crimes he just committed kind of thing.
Yeah, like, have you seen Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, where he's like, he creates the scenes and everything. Yeah. He's shaking the mirror or whatever.
It's terrifying.
Terrifying. And so that's what I'm thinking he is. So I'm like, whatever. So I'm trying to answer them honestly. And then as it's closing, I was like, well, you know, maybe I should try to be funny. You know, if people are going to turn on the news and Brendan Sagalow, comedian, is on the news, maybe he's funny. You know, you're like, maybe he'll be, you know, a part of me just goes, you gotta be kind of funny. You know what I mean? You're funny. Like, that's what you do. That's what you are. So you gotta be kind of funny. And maybe you can go viral. Maybe I could be that next apparently kid. You know what I mean? Where he's like, and I feel great. And I've apparently never been on the news before. So I should have said that, really. I should have been like, I feel great because apparently I've never been on the news before. I should have just said it, you know? So you can see I answer the questions and you can see when I go, be funny. You can see it on my head. Because I went, there's no way he kept that last part. So the last part, okay. Neighborhood at all. I mean, there's some
crazy people ever walking around. I thought they were, it's harmless, but this stuff doesn't normally happen now, so it's a little terrifying, actually.
How often do you notice stuff like this happen?
Never. This never happens. There's never a fight, no nothing. This is usually a pretty quiet neighborhood.
You're worried about your safety here usually?
Well, when I see stuff like that, kind of a little bit. There's a lot of cops on the case, it looks like. So hopefully they got it.
A lot of cops on the case.
All New York is kind of becoming this. So it's a little, there's no place to really feel safe around here. And the blood is.
So this is when I went, be funny. This is when I went, you got to be funny. Say something funny.
I have to step over that to get to my room. So maybe I'll take some with me.
Thank you.
So I went, maybe I'll take some with me. There's 10 comments on it. He's lying. This is not a safe space. This guy does not grow up here. This is Brendan Sagalow, a comedian. To which I wrote, ha ha ha, what the hell was I talking about? And then someone commented under that, 4.
Wait, go back to the other ones.
Okay. And then someone else goes, he's being silly where someone just got killed. It's not him or a family member, so it really doesn't matter. What is that? Someone wrote 4 again. And then another person wrote, where is this?
Also, the news, is this reposted from the news, or is the news source
it's
actually
not a news.
Loud Labs NYC?
It was the Loud Labs NYC. That's why I was like, this guy is just like, how many subscribers does he have? I like that the person was so upset. He's being silly where someone was killed. The guy wasn't killed.
You don't know that. How do you know that?
Because I looked it up. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I do remember reading that he was not killed. And I also remember reading that they didn't find the guy who did it. So nobody's on the case, I guess. Anyway, we got a great episode today. It was really fun. You got any questions about the stabbing, Nicole, before we get into this?
Yeah, so did you totally forget about this until someone said, yo, I saw you on the news?
Completely forgot about this. Yes. I mean, it's weird when you live in the city where I've lived for 14 years. People are like, this guy doesn't. Every time I have a video for New Yorkers, for a group of people who, and I'm from New York. I'm from Long Island, but I'm from New York. Like, I'm a New Yorker. Like, I get I'm not like a Manhattanite or whatever the fuck. But for a group of people that are so proud of being tough and blah, 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 they can't take a fucking joke. Every single time I get posted about anything New York wise, if like the New Yorkers account posted one of my jokes where I said I saw a guy sneeze and make no sneeze face, and they were just like, this guy's a fucking a transplant. He moved here. This guy doesn't grow up here. They're so fucking sensitive. It really pisses me off. New Yorkers, I love you. I'm one of you, but you got to stop being pussies, okay? It's really fucking annoying. Just be able to take a joke, okay? We're the best city in the world. Shut up. You know what I mean?
It was kind of crazy that you said it was safe and this never happens. Do you really believe that?
In my neighborhood. Doesn't happen in my neighborhood.
Do you have the Citizen app?
No, I deleted it because it was going crazy. No, but I do have it. I just never check it or have the notifications for it on or anything like that. I should have looked at it when this happened. I should have been like, what's going on? But I just literally forget. You go like, oh, okay, gone away. I mean, it was nuts. Like, I took pictures and stuff and I posted about it and I like talked about it the next day. I was like, well, there was a stabbing last night in my neighborhood. But I completely forgot about this guy because I really was like, this guy was like not a news guy. He was just like a guy with a camera. And he was like, you want to say something for the news? And by the way, after I did this, more people were getting off the train and coming by and he was going, hey, do you guys want to say something for the news? And they were like, no. Like literally every single person was like, no, I'm not saying anything. And I'm standing there going like, should I have not said anything? Because I talked to this guy for like 20 seconds and I made a joke about taking the blood home. This guy's being silly. Oh, someone was killed. Yeah. And what did your comment do? Hero. So annoying. Any more questions about the stabbing?
I feel like we have to find this guy.
The guy who got stabbed or the guy who?
No, the guy who interviewed you. Also, maybe
Loud
the guy
Labs?
who got stabbed. Yeah.
Should we get Loud Labs on the show? Yeah, let's get him on the show. Let's ask him about some shit.
But this, like, watching this really strikes me as, like, this looks like it would be, like, a fake viral moment. Like, you got someone to film you
It
for
does
the
look
news.
fake.
You know what I mean?
I got a lot of messages. Yeah, we just put up like a fake caution tape and everything. That's actually not a bad idea. Like,
Right.
I should really start doing shit like that and like making fake, like, someone be like, I heard someone's going around town giving fat guys head, and I don't know where the hell they are, but you feel
I'm
safe?
not interested.
But I'm not interested. Did you hear about the person going around giving fat guys head? No. Are you that person? So
There's like someone under the frame of the camera.
No. Go back up. All right, we got a great episode. Ian Fidance is here. It's a killer. It's a really good one. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. Subscribe to my YouTube. That's going to be the thing we're putting it on. Subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me if you don't already. And follow Nicole. And check out the episode. Leave nice comments. If you leave a bad comment, I'll kill myself. Let's start the show.
It says
Suck my balls. Yeah,
That's great.
Fan sent that.
Oh, I
and,
like
and
that.
guess what? I don't care.
Yeah, I
and I
appreciate
enjoy
it.
it. And I appreciate
Yeah.
when fans send me stuff.
Yeah.
I used to play video games and I would Twitch and
You and I would do that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I still do Twitch physically.
You're fidgety.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, you know, because we played, is that like whenever I'm like suck my balls. So somebody made that
Oh.
and gave it to me. And then I think she got a divorce. There was this girl, maybe I shouldn't air it out, but one of the
Air it out.
No, she was nice, and I hope she's happy. I don't think she's in this world
Come
at all.
on, let that
but she used
coochie
to-
breathe. Air it out.
What's that Drake song that they say that in? Let that coochie breathe. Anyway, whatever. So in the
Hands on the knees.
yeah,
Let that coochie breathe.
yeah. How do you know?
I heard it the other day. Probably in one of my like descents into Republican madness where I'm like, things aren't the way they used to be. These kids are hearing awful things on the radio.
Yeah. Do you think you're a Republican?
No. I'm middle of the line, which is
Purple.
Republican to people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, because if you're not,
I feel like I'm incredibly centered on things. I mean, maybe I do skew a little right on stuff just because stuff has gotten so extreme.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I do. This is probably a Republican belief that I think we're suffering through a massive culture rot.
yeah, that's awesome. That's a cool band name, Culture Rot.
Yeah.
Hi, we're Culture Rot.
Yeah.
We're from Oakland, California.
This song's called Letting Your Kid Listen to a Song with Lyrics that say, Let Your Coochie Breathe.
And this is Let Your Coochie Breathe. We're Culture Rot. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me tell you what I did yesterday. And I thought maybe this
All right.
this might be sad or it might be appropriate because you're here.
Ooh.
But after 3 years
Yes.
of not drinking,
Yes.
I relapsed hard last night.
Whoa.
Hard. I got hammered last night.
No way.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I feel terrible about it.
What happened?
I don't feel any like shame or anything, but like I was talking to Alan about it today and he was like, he actually said like, I've gotten 2 weeks in a row him saying to me, oh, well, that's sad. And he was like, so why'd you do it? And I was like, well, it was a nice day out. And he was like, so you couldn't enjoy the nice day? He's like, so your
Wow.
reality, you couldn't enjoy reality. You had to like, you enjoyed reality so much that you needed to
Escape it.
escape it. Yeah.
So wait, what?
So I get
First
home.
of all, it happens. Don't
It's a journey.
be mad at yourself. Don't beat yourself up.
But you know what? I'm not mad at myself. I'm only mad because I shit my pants. I diarrheaed my pants.
No way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Last night I got home and I'm like eating Wendy's and I farted a ton. It was a ton of farts. Like I was like, I just have to fart. It didn't feel nice. It felt kind of like it hurt my stomach. And I was like, oh. And then I smelled shit. And I was like, I was like, oh my God. I was
Were
like,
you
oh
so
God.
drunk that you just said, I'll do it, I'll change it tomorrow, and you fell
No,
asleep?
no.
Or did you
I
change
immediately,
it at
I
the
was
time?
laying on that couch and I was like,
Oh,
the nice
thank
white
God.
couch.
It's funny, you shit yourself on the couch with no stains.
I know.
And then this shitted up fucking
I couldn't shit on those shits.
dog shit couch. You're like, well, pristine, must be nice. Save
like,
poop
grease
for the other
stains. Yeah,
couch. This is the nice. Yes.
I know. I don't want to ruin this with shit stains.
It looks like
It might get through the burn hole.
This couch looks like a Doberman is gonna die on it.
Is he still in the shot, or is he going? Okay, good. Because you're getting closer to me.
I notice I do that on podcasts.
I like that.
On my podcast, I scooch up and over to where I'm like
I like
touching the
that.
person.
I like that. But yeah, and usually, when you like shit your pants, you can kind of feel it where you're like, oh, this one's a shit. This one's going to be a shit, or I
almost
did
had
just
one
shit.
last night.
I didn't feel it. I just went like, oh God. And then I was like, what is that smell? And I was like, and dude, I'm not even because I shit my pants, that just comes with life. You're going to shit your pants once in a while. That's just what it's like being
But at
an
a certain
adult.
point, it stops.
Well, yeah, when you're dead. But when usually you'll shit your pants, you'll see a little bit of shit. You go, oh God, that was a little shitter. This was
Brendan.
I looked in my boxers and I was like, oh my God, it was covered in shit. And I was like, I literally had to throw the boxers away because sometimes when you shit your pants, you go, well, they'll clean this out in the laundry or whatever. This one, I was like, there's no going back from this. I changed the atoms of these boxers from cotton to shit.
Did you get it on your
was more
legs and
shit-
stuff,
no.
and on your balls, and on your?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't think so.
did you
It might have
shower
been on my-
afterwards? Brendan, no!
Dude, I was too
Brendan,
drunk.
no!
I was too drunk.
Oh
I passed
my
out.
God!
Look, I shit.
Have you showered today?
Yes, I
No, you
showered
haven't.
today. Yes, I
No, you
have.
haven't.
I would admit it if I
No,
didn't.
because
I
you
would
saw
admit
the
it if I didn't.
reaction I gave you, and now you're covering up.
I would have. Of course, I showered today. Look at my hair. My hair is.
It's covered in diarrhea.
No, I went over to the toilet and I had to get out the rest because when I saw that I was like, oh, I have to
Get
make
out
sure
the
this is
rest.
all gone. Yeah.
Oh, Brendan.
and then after I threw them away, and then I just was naked the rest of the time and just passed out. Don't look at me like that.
I have so many questions.
Okay, hit me.
Was this in the middle of you?
Oh, sorry. He said
Punch
hit
buggy.
you. He said hit you.
Was this in the middle of you eating Wendy's and you returned to it?
Yeah. The Wendy's was out after. Like,
So wait, you went, got rid of your shitty boxers, and then kept eating the Wendy's? Oh my God.
well, I went to.
You went 0 to 60, huh, buddy?
Yeah, so that's like that's what I'm talking about. And of course, everyone I texted yesterday in the middle of the relapse, being like, I'm falling off the wagon. Come drink, come hang out. They were all like, oh, okay, cool.
That is a bad text to get and an even worse text to send.
I know. What I should have done was I just should have called you and been like, yo, I'm thinking about drinking, bro. Yeah. But I woke up today and I was like, I didn't enjoy myself and I don't want to do that.
Well, what
again.
happened? You drank by yourself?
No,
Or who'd
no,
you
no.
drink with?
So I drank by myself for a couple hours, but I
Yeah, you got no. A couple hours.
well, when someone says
And
drink,
then I meandered over my neighbor's house, and then
banged on their door.
yeah, and then I saw old man Willie, and I couldn't let him have one without me.
Literally hung out with people that are using me for substance.
You know what's funny? I've been having drunk dreams lately.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And what's that like?
I think it does come with the change of seasons.
Are you
because
like
it
hitting
is nice
on it?
out.
On like, do you have drunk dreams and then like?
Well, I was in a bad way in Vegas,
Really?
and
During
yeah.
Skankfest or
No. I was just in Vegas for 12 days.
Oh, okay.
And I did a weekend with the Tell, and then I did a week at the Cellar. And
Did you want to drink?
I mean, well, a bunch of shit was going on personally that was
Right.
like not getting better or being
Bunch of shit.
resolved. And so I just started obsessively gambling to make it better.
Right.
And it was just like gamble, 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 whore, gamble, gamble,
You got
gamble,
whores?
whore.
What are the whores like in Vegas? Are they good? Are they like amazing?
I didn't get any prostitutes, but I hooked up with women that were
Oh, gotcha. So you were just using whore as a
pejorative term for women. You know? Yeah.
So you got a couple of these holes.
Two of the girls I hooked up with, I met in New York, and they were just in Vegas.
Oh
It's
wow.
like crazy. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually better because you don't have to pay for it.
And I took one on a date, and I fucking swindled her to be like, you know how to play blackjack? Let me show you.
Yeah,
you're playing blackjack, and I'm like, oh, she's here. Should I hit or stay? Oh, okay, I'll come back to you in 10 more minutes.
I don't know why, but I pictured you like being behind her and like folding the card, like you know how when you're like, oh, you don't know how to like swing a bat, and the person gets
like,
behind
here,
you.
let me show you how to shoot pool. I do
Yeah,
that with
You're doing that
blackjack.
with blackjack, but you're going, fuck! You're behind her screaming about like losing
Well, when
money.
you play
like,
the blackjack machine and it's just an AI woman giving
Yeah.
you the cards, you can
oh,
yell
I
at
don't-
that.
I don't even, but I don't fuck with
You
that.
can yell at that at 6 a.m. and no one will kick you out.
Yeah,
you
dude,
know?
I'm so drunk. I'm hitting on the electric woman. I'm like, when do you get off?
Hey, how do you make the cards come out of your tits? Cool.
Oh, so you were, but what do you do? And did you want to drink in Vegas? And you were like, I'm just not going to, like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it crossed my mind. I mean,
Sure.
I'm an alcoholic. I'm always going to be an alcoholic. It'll always
Yeah.
come up. The voice isn't as loud as it used to be, but that means I got to get back on my game of taking care of myself in
It
terms
really
of
is a disease. It
making
really
sure
is like,
that voice doesn't get so loud that I listen to it.
dude, I was like,
What do you think led
that
up
voice
to it?
was screaming. Well, I'm just like, the breakup, and my dad has cancer, and da 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 da, and yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
And all
Yada,
that
yada, yada. The one that gave me life. Actually, his is about to be taken away. Yada, yada, yada. I'm watching his skin melt off his bones like a snowman. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Blah,
funny.
blah,
He
blah.
would change my diapers, and now I change his. Blah, 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 blah. Same old tongue and dance.
Right. So there's like a lot of pressure, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
and then also, but it wasn't just that. There was like and you know this, like once you decide to do it, you can't even really talk yourself out of it.
Dude.
You're like, I'm going to do this. It was St. Patrick's Day was yesterday, it was,
Oh, you
And I was
relapsed on
alone.
St. Patrick's Day, you fucking hack.
I'm a hack.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
And I was just kind of like alone in my apartment, and I
Yeah.
was like, it's such a beautiful day. The sun's coming in. I'm like, let me go.
Oh, dude, now I
And-
feel so bad for missing those 7 phone calls you called me with, one after another.
Yeah, I called you 12 times. You didn't pick up. You said you picked up once and went, what? And I just went, nothing. Just saying hi. Well, go say hi somewhere else. Anyway, so yeah. And then I was like, dude. So I was like, this is how much of an alcoholic I am too. I went, well, let me go. I'll go down to the bar. There's a place right there called McGinnis's. And it's like, isn't that hilarious that it's called
What?
McGinnis's?
McGinnis's? Oh my
Yeah, so there's a bar near my
it's called
apartment.
Old Donna Budweiser's.
old down a Budweiser.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a bar near me called Shamrock O'Toole's.
Oh, yes.
And
yes. Oh, PBRs.
yeah, whiskey O'Toole. And I went down there and everyone's partying and having a good time. And I was like, look, I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna get a Guinness. I'm gonna get a shot. I'm gonna close out. I gave her the card. She went, keep it open. I went, close it out. I'm doing one drink and one shot, and then I took the shot, and it felt so good.
Oh,
It like
yeah.
went down, and it like went
Bro.
into all my nerves. Like I literally felt it like
Yeah,
like
dude.
filling me up.
From the tip of your
Pause.
toes to the top of your head.
No homo,
Oh, yeah.
to the top. Yeah, you
I
feel
felt it
really
in my
feel it.
ass, fill me up. Pause.
Literally, I was like
Yeah, dude,
I
it's-
drank it,
it's
and I was like,
almost
"There's
like
nothing better than whiskey."
a shield comes over you, and it's a feel-good
Yeah.
shield, and nothing can ever go wrong again.
And that's how I felt for a few hours. I literally was like, what have I been doing? This is crazy. I can do this. I can be normal or whatever the fuck. And then halfway down the Guinness, I went, all right, I'm gonna take another one. I'm like, I gotta take another one. And she was like, close it out. And I was like, keep it open. And then so I had another one, and then I had one more after that. Because once you say keep it open, you got to get another one on that tab. And then I was like, okay, I'm alone. I'm here. And then I was like, let me text some people that I know live around here. Cool comics, but no one I'd ever really like hang out with outside of this situation.
Who'd you text?
Read the messages.
Dude, I texted Jessica Levin. You know her. She hosted she lives around here.
Was she the first message?
I go, yo, are you in? Yeah, she was. And I go, yo, are you in Sunnyside? And she said, yeah, what's up? And I said, let's go to McGinnis's and get drunk. I fell off the wagon. And then I sent her this photo.
Dude. What an alarming text to get from someone you barely hang out with.
And she...
Oh my God. That is jarring. Holy shit. Oh,
right.
There is so much pain behind that
I know.
smile.
The smile. I'll send you the picture. We'll put
Dude,
it up.
that was the thing I would do. I would always text selfies or like, I
text selfie. When I'm drunk, I'm always like,
dude, I
send
one
so many
selfie-
people
I have
selfies.
one selfie of me, my jaw's across the street, relapsed on coke. Let me find it.
so then, okay, so I send her that. Really? Dude, did you favorite it? What do you mean you have a pic? Did you send it? You know exactly who you sent it to?
Mm-hmm. My old neighbor.
So then I send her that picture and I go, and she goes, no, wait, are you okay? I'll go with you. And then I texted this other guy, Joe Nunnick, who's another comic, and I didn't even tell him. I wanted to. When we were drinking, oh my God, you got to put that on t-shirts. That's crazy. That's a crazy photo. Send that to Nicole too.
Dude, look at
Oh
that.
my God, is it? You weren't just kidding with that?
No.
His jaw is literally like, you look like a zombie, dude.
I know. Yeah, I look evil. Anyway, sorry.
So then, yeah, so I go down, so I go back down.
She goes, oh,
I actually,
no.
she goes, no. And then she goes, I'll go with you. And
Not because she wants to,
I'm-
because now she feels responsible.
well, she also is like, she's an alcoholic too, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's like, she's like, yeah, let's go together, whatever. And actually, so I was here because I came back to my apartment. I ate a little lunch and then I took a shit again and in the toilet this time. And
Congrats.
and then I met her down there and we just started taking shots and drinking Guinnesses, and this guy Joe came and I really he doesn't know that I like don't drink, and I just wanted to turn to him and be like, that feeling when you're drunk and you're like, I really want to say this to him, but I just didn't. But I was like, I really wanted to turn to him and go, I'm relapsing right now, right? Just to see his face. Because I knew he would be like, what?
Yeah.
Being like, what? I didn't. Oh. And then me just cackle, like evil laugh at him because I think it's funny. But I held that in.
Yeah.
Then, so we drank for hours.
Who else were you texting?
I texted... I was texting everybody who I texted my buddy Jacob, and I'm like, I'm kind of tested because I knew he would be like, he's like my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew he would be like a little concerned. So I was like, I'm doing it right though. I'm like making him feel better. And he's like, okay, man. Yeah, let's.
I'm doing it.
And I was like, come to Sunnyside. And he lives in Long Island. And I'm like, drive already to Sunnyside and let's get fucking hammered. And he was like, oh, I can't, dude. I'm painting the basement with my girlfriend. Like he's doing like adult shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, that's okay. We'll get drunk another time. I texted so many people that I'm back, and everybody's like, yeah, which is like the worst part about it,
Who
which is
said
like
yeah?
everybody.
No.
There was not one person that was like, because they were all drunk. So I was texting drunks.
Our friends?
Well, I texted Mike Feeney.
What'd Feeney say?
Yeah, I was going to
And-
ask where he fell in the list because
Yeah.
the initial
That
roster was really bizarre. of
I
people
know.
you
I'm
texted.
texting people that like,
You're texting B characters from your life.
yeah.
You're texting extras who are just, now they're excited to maybe be in the movie.
I know.
I
know. I sent. Okay, so here I texted someone I knew in high school that I know lives in Astoria, and I'm like, "Come to Sunnyside and let's get hammered." And they were like, "No." So I texted.
Oh my God.
I literally texted Feeney a picture of me with a Guinness and I wrote, I'm blackout.
Oh no! That is such an alarming text to get.
I know. So I go, he's like, what are you doing tonight? And I go, I'm hanging out with some peeps.
I'm headed to the cellar. I'm gonna give SD a piece of my
I'll give her a piece of my mind. One spot every 5 months, you're killing me? One spot every 5 months, you're killing me.
Dude, you said I'm blackout.
So Feeney goes, because I go, so I go, I'm hanging out with peeps at a bar, and he goes, drinking? But he wants me to drink. He wants me and Cannon back.
Why?
Because alcoholics want their buddies. You know what I mean? They want their friends to come back. So I go, yeah, I've been recently, just tonight, trying to wean myself back into drinking in a way that's more responsible. Cut to me shitting my pants.
Wean myself back is crazy.
Wean myself back. You've already gone past what you said you were going to do. Weaning.
I know. And I go, I'm trying to wean myself back into drinking in a way that's more responsible. So that's what I'm doing right now. And he goes, nice. Proud of you for doing it in a responsible way. And then I sent him that photo and I went, I'm blackout. He goes, let me know how it goes. Let the inner voice guide you on when you've hit your limit. And that inner voice went out of my pants.
Thanks, Shaman Feeney.
I know.
What the hell was that?
I know. I mean, he's coming from a good place because he didn't think I was a bad alcoholic. In his head, alcoholics are like, once you slip, you're doing coke and doing heroin and like,
hello.
You know, yeah. He's like, you're not Ian.
Yeah.
He'd say that all the time. He's like, you're not like Ian or Bobby or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, you were able to do it. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I should. You know what? I should mail him my shitty underwear, wherever that is, and just So that was.
Is it still in the apartment?
No, I put it in the fucking. No, really, I put it in the. I didn't want it because I was like, this is gonna smell in the apartment. So I was like, I'm throwing it in the basement or something like the basement garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so and then they left and I stayed for an hour just drinking again. So I was there all day.
Did you send any like texts to exes or girls or anything?
No text. I mean, I'm kind of seeing this girl right now. So we're like, so I didn't send any text. And I was like, actually like, there was a kind of like worm brain that I was like, I wonder if I'll get so drunk, I'll text my ex. And I was like, no, I don't think that'll happen.
Did you like, see, I'd be worried about making like Instagram lives or like some being like, here's the story. And then dealing with like everybody the next day.
No.
Like,
I also thought of that. I went, I don't really want, I still felt shame. And I was like, I really don't want anybody to see this. Although I did
send selfies to everyone you were talking
and say,
to.
I'm blackout. Come drink.
I mean, what a fucking burden to put on the people in your life. That is just immediately
I needed to
0 to 60 in burden.
Well, that's why I was there, because I was feeling alone in my apartment.
Of course.
And I was like, and instead of the brain of like, well, call somebody, call your friend, call your mom. Who cares? Call someone. Like, go outside, go write. My brain went, what if I just had the quickest way to fun that I could have? You know what I mean? It was fun for a couple hours, and then it was not fun. It quickly became not fun. Very quickly.
How much money did you spend?
$70. Ooh, it's rough, dude. It's rough. And then now I'm gonna have to buy new underwear.
Yeah.
So there's another $1.
Wow.
Yeah, it was brutal, dude.
So do you think you'll drink again?
No, not for a while. I'm happy I didn't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, ooh, I really didn't like that.
I mean, that's a gift. Could you imagine if it was, you were the cock of the walk and fucking you got laid and then this and then that. And you're feeling great. You go on stage, you crush, and you're like, dude, I'm going to do this. And then it just gets progressively worse. That's like such a gift to have your first night out be a disaster.
Did you quit drinking while you were doing stand-up? Or did you quit before?
Before. I started stand-up when I lived in a halfway house, and then I started drinking while I was doing stand-up.
Halfway House sounds like a comedy club name.
Drinking.
I'm at the Halfway House this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Whatever. We're going to keep that. We'll keep that. we're gonna keep that bomb. I want at least 3 or 4 bombs throughout it. That's just how my podcast is.
You have a pair of underwear to put that pile of shit into. Yeah, and then I quit drinking while I was doing comedy. I just never stopped comedy. But man, the whole like, dude, it is so true. Comedy is tragedy
Dude, I'm
plus
just thinking
time.
about the shit in my underwear, bro. It was so much. Sorry. Anyway, keep going.
Did you tell Alan that?
I did not tell Alan I shit my pants. No, I like to keep it a professional, you know. No, but I don't think there was a reason for it to come up. You know, it wouldn't have.
I mean,
it might have just been the
part of
cherry
it.
on top.
Pretty big part of it, as a consequence. It's a pretty big part of
Yeah,
the experience.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, anyway, so
Tragedy plus time equals comedy.
Have
Is that
you-
how it goes?
tragedy plus time equals comedy. Yeah,
Or comedy equals tragedy plus time?
I mean it's the same fucking thing.
Whatever. Ain't nothing truer in the fucking world, because the stories of drinking and this and that, the other are very funny the further you get away from it. But when you're in it and you have a visible bruise and cut on your
Yeah.
face and
Yeah.
you're like, I was 4 years sober and I relapsed and I'm drinking again. I got this last night. People are horrified.
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
mortified. It is
It's not
funny.
cute. It's not
No.
cute. It's not funny. It might have
No.
been. It might be cute when you're a little younger and you're like, well, you know. But even then, it's like people just feel.
But
bad
I just
for it.
remember being drunk at the Grizzly Pear and being like, I'm in a relapse. Who wants shots?
Oh,
and
so
half the
you-
people were like, oh.
Yeah, so you've relapsed during comedy, like you've.
Yeah, dude, I used to run an open mic at in Chinatown, and I used to take all the beers from it and get
What was the
fucking
name of
loaded.
your open mic in Chinatown?
It was called Phoning It In.
Me So Funny.
It was
That's what I would have called it.
get another pair of underwear for that shit. No, but dude, Kev Ryan and Foley
Use the same
told
joke. God.
me that they yeah, I need underwear for that shit.
Yeah.
They told me a story about how when they first moved to New York, they saw me in the street after an open mic and I had a beer in my hand and a backpack full of beers. I was like, come on, we're going to the next one. Like,
We're
what
going to the next
fuck?
one.
Yeah,
What next one? They're like, we just met. We just saw you. We're going to the next thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's. Have you ever like been like blackout on stage and like feel like you're killing?
I don't know. I remember I did a bunch of coke before I went on stage and was like, I want to be like Dennis Leary and Kinnison. And I got kicked out of the venue. And I like threw a chair across the stage and was like, what? And someone in the crowd goes,
What?
are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. It's a joke. Yeah, I got asked to leave afterwards.
You guys don't get it. You don't get it. Was Dennis Leary a big cokehead?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like a rant and
Interesting.
raving coke guy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude.
Nightmare.
But yeah, that's fucking crazy. That was one of the reasons why I stopped drinking. Is that one of the last times I was at my high school reunion, my like 10-year high school reunion, and I got so fucking blackout there that I was like trying to fuck all of the girls from high school. And one time I texted this girl.
Wait. Rephrase. You got so blackout you were trying to fuck.
I was trying to fuck all the girls
high
from
school?
middle school.
No.
I was trying to fuck all like the
That
you know,
went to high school
that I went to
with.
high school
Okay,
with.
Okay, thank God.
And at one point, I was talking to this girl. Should I say her name?
No.
Anyway, I mean, this has nothing. She's not bad at all. I like saying the name. It puts a little name to the story. Her name's Jackie.
Don't say her last name. What's the matter with
Whatever.
you?
Can you believe that? But only kind of bleep it. So you hear, yeah, bang, so like people who are in my high school can know. But I was just talking to her very briefly, and we were not close in high school. We were not close out of high school. Very briefly, like, how are you? Shit like that. And then she left, and I sent her an Instagram DM that was like, big mistake leaving. Big mistake leaving. That's the name of the episode. Big mistake leaving. And she, the next day,
Why was it a mistake, Brendan?
I don't know, because I wanted to fuck her.
You're lost.
And
You're
yeah,
lost, toots.
for nothing, for like not like we weren't hitting it off or anything. Like she was just like, "How are you?" And I was like, "Good. How are you?" And she's like, "Good." And I went, "Take it easy." And then I sent her a message, "Big mistake getting out of here. You're lost, bitch."
Sounds like a threat. If you weren't even like, she wasn't flirting with you.
Well, she sent me a message that was like,
Leave me alone.
the next day she sent me a message and she was like, what do you mean? Like, what is this? And I went, and luckily I was sober. So I was like, oh, I meant to send that to my buddy Matt, who was there. And accidentally I was so drunk that I texted you. Thank God I didn't like send her a picture of my cock. You know what I mean? But that night I went to the stand and I was so fucking drunk on stage that I was bombing. I could feel myself bombing too, where it's like, usually when you're drunk on stage, you're like, I'm killing. Even though
you need to
not.
be able to like pivot, duck and move, fucking whatever when you're on stage for whatever situation, or you need to pick up on these things. And when you're drunk, you're like, you like take a punch and then duck.
Yeah. So I was like that, and I ran the light by 1,000. You know what I mean? So I was just like, that was one of the things where I'm like, okay, this is starting to like seep into.
Dude, in my 5-year high school reunion, I was selling Adderall and like smoking blunts with people
5
out
years?
black.
It was a 5-year high school reunion.
Selling Adderall to like construction guys that had like a roofing company or whatever, and then I made out with a Chinese girl in front of a priest.
Oh, at the open mic,
sucking face in front of like the headmaster of our school. I was like, "Hey, what's up, Father McLaughlin?"
You went to a Catholic school?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
What was the
yeah.
name of your Catholic school?
Archmere.
Archmere?
What was the name of your school?
Syosset High School.
Oh,
What
public.
were you gonna say? That sounded like you were setting me up for
No,
like,
no, I
what was the
thought
name
it
of your
was-
school?
I thought it was gonna be
Pussy
like-
school.
No, I thought it was gonna be like Saint
No, I didn't
Gregory's.
go to
or
a
something.
Catholic school.
Oh, okay.
I went to a regular, not get molested at high school.
I didn't get molested in high school. Grade school.
Grade school, maybe. Middle school.
No, but yeah,
Did you
I
have
just
to wear a suit?
no, we had a uniform.
Like a uniform, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a button up?
No, just
Did you
a
put like a
polo
big
shirt.
anarchy A on yours? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, for my senior portrait, I X'd up because
I
was
can't
straight edge.
because you are like a, anarchy in the UK kind of guy.
You know what's funny? Freshman year of high school, I had an anarchy wallet. I was really into anarchy and like
Right.
fuck the system. And I'll never forget, I was on the phone with a friend and I was trying to tell her about anarchy. And she goes, "What are you against?" And I remember going, just everything, man. And I remember that felt so hollow that I swear to God, we got off the phone. I took all the money out of my anarchy wallet and I threw it in the trash can.
Wow, that's
I was
good
like,
for
this
you.
is not this is fake. I'm
I
being
watched-
a faker.
I did the same thing. I watched SLC Punk, and they're big on anarchy. Like they're
Oh,
always
yeah.
shouting about anarchy in that movie. And I was like, that's me. I'm like,
Yeah.
at that point I had like Liberty Spikes and everything, and I'm going, anarchy, man, and da 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 da. And then me and my dad were walking, like my family had this big party for a birthday at this golf course or whatever, where it was like more like a country club, but like,
Yeah.
so we're walking along and he's just we're having the same conversation, and he's going like, so what do you believe? Like, what is anarchy to you? And I was like, just dissembling everything, man, like chaos, just pure chaos. And he's like, and you think you'd do well in pure chaos? And I was like, better than this. And I just felt so stupid after a while. All someone has to do is question it.
Yep.
And you're like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Just
I
like
mean?
Racine when he was like, Ian's a reactionary.
Right.
And we're like, hey, Mike, what's that mean? And he's like,
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like, and I'm so glad my friend asked me that. And I'm proud of myself for being like, you know what?
Yeah.
I really don't know. And
Yeah.
I'm a faker.
Yeah. And I'll
I
tell you
didn't
what.
like how that made me
That's
feel.
not how I was.
Yeah.
After that conversation, I went, you know, me and my dad, we have differences, but we really like to work it out and we talk it out. You know, I believe in anarchy. He doesn't. You know, I believe in pure chaos.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Meanwhile,
you
you're
know,
being very
and him
aligned and nice.
and him understanding me because he's 30 years older than I am.
It's
or
like
whatever.
that. It's just a natural feeling to want to rebel as a teenager. And
course.
we had the outlet of punk rock. Other people have, you know, trans. And I think it's just a natural thing to go against
we
the
had,
grain.
you know, we had music. Other people have dismembering their bodies.
Joining a gang.
Yeah.
You know? But I think like having the ability to go, because if you're like, yeah, I'm against everything, and then your mom's like, okay, time for bed to go to school tomorrow. Okay, mom. It's
Yeah.
like, you're
Yes, mama.
Yeah, you're a poser.
I know. Yeah, you're
You
such
know?
a poser if you do that. But I'm also picturing you in high school, like wearing a button up, being like, these fucking button ups and uniforms, like fuck all this.
Well, I used
like,
to wear
having like little studs on it that you've taken off of a belt,
I
and
used
you're
to
like putting
wear
it all over
studded bracelets and dye my hair and all
and
this
they'd allow
stuff.
that.
And then it just felt so fake and like phony. So I had a Metallica beanie that I would wear, and I put a NoFX patch over it.
That's cool.
But
why would it feel fake?
And then
if
I
you were
had
wearing...
a black hat, and I had my mom stitch an Operation Ivy patch on it, and so
Yeah.
like I wore that.
Dude,
but, like
you had your mom do that is so funny. She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
anything for my little boy.
Yeah,
You go,
yeah.
thank you, mommy.
Well,
did you
dude,
get cookies today?
she was like stitching that, and I'm putting patches on my cargo Jinko shorts,
and you're like,
I'm like
nobody
late
understands me.
for the punk rock concert, you know, and I'm like, I'll be out in a minute. I just have to get my uniform on. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I left my school uniform to put on another uniform.
Yeah, mate. It's like
You know?
I put on my uniform, yeah.
But I
But
think
I'm
it's-
actually wearing a mask.
I think
right?
it's more punk rock. I identified more with that guy Mikey in SLC Punk, Jason Segel's character,
yeah.
that just dressed like a normal guy and was like insane.
Right,
Than
yeah.
all the guys that had to show off about it.
Exactly. I actually relate more to that guy now than I did.
Yeah.
When I was young, I was like, I need to show this off.
Mhm.
And actually at one point I had blue hair.
Mhm.
And my mom was like, why do you do that? And I go, to stick out. And she's like, you need blue hair to stick out? And I was like, my parents were always questioning like what I'm doing. And I literally could never come up with a like valuable reason for it, where I'm like, I couldn't just say, I like it. And I saw a movie where a guy had it and I liked how it looked. So I wanted to do it. And it is what it is. It grows back. Like there's nothing, you know, but you have to make it this bigger thing where you're like, I just want to upset the masses. I want.
Now, if you excuse me, I need to study about the Byzantine Empire, Mom. I've got a test tomorrow.
She'd be like, you're studying? She'd be like, now that's a surprise. Now that's but I literally said something to her where I'm like something like that, where I'm like, I want to shock the squares that are walking around that could never dream of being able to do stuff like that. And my mom's literally looking at me like, you are so lucky I'm cool with this. Like it's like being like, you're so lucky you don't have a parent that's like, what are you, a fucking fag? You know, and like shaving your head.
Dude, when
and-
I was in 8th grade, I used to do my hair into Liberty spikes, you know,
me
and
too.
dye my hair and with the little necklace, and I was just criminally ugly, and you know, I'm like, I'm a cool. I love Rancid,
Criminally
and Operation
ugly.
Ivy, no effects, you know, and getting in fights all the time because I'm getting made fun of for how I look, and you know,
Right.
And then my mom has to go drop a check off at high school, the high school I'm going to next year, to assure my spot in the school. You know, I had to go from 8th grade to 9th grade, and my mom brought me to the school, and she didn't tell me, and I'm like, where are we going? She goes, oh, we're going to the high school. I have to drop off a check. And I go, but they're all going to see me like this. And she's like, so? And I go, but they're going to make fun of me.
Really?
And in 8th grade, I was like, make fun of me if you want. I'll fight anyone. But then it was like older kids. And I was like, oh, Mom, no. Oh my God.
You're
No.
like, do you have a water bottle?
Dude, I cried and hid underneath like
Really?
the passenger console. Yeah, because I was like, I don't want anyone to see me and make fun of me. I need a new start at school.
I never cared if someone made fun of me in high school, which is crazy because I'm so sensitive now
Yeah.
that I'm like, I'm like, why can't I be that kid in high school that's
Well, then-
like, whatever?
Then the first day of school, I wore an Operation Ivy shirt and I spiked my hair to like throw up a flag, and it worked because a guy was wearing a Less Than Jake pin.
Sold you Coke.
And I went up and I was like, dude, you like Less Than Jake? He goes, yeah. I go, I just taught myself how to play Johnny Quest Thinks We're Sellouts on guitar. And he goes, oh my God, you play guitar? You like Operation Ivy? Do you want to be in a ska band? And I
Right,
was like,
there you go.
yeah. And
There
I
you
joined
go.
a band my first day
And
of
that's
school.
even a valuable excuse to say to your parents of like, yeah, I just kind of want to connect with people that like the stuff that I like. And this is kind of a flag to be like, look, I like this shit.
Yeah, but I don't think maybe you have the vocabulary to do
No
that
way.
at the
There's
time. But
no
that's
way you have
why
that
I know that's
self-awareness.
why I did it, so that maybe someone else would like the thing I like and I'd make a friend.
Yeah,
You know?
there's no self-awareness on that. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny. You just reminded me that I used to, in high school, I had like long hair that I bleached, and I would get up earlier than you're supposed to because in high school, what time are we getting up? Like 5:30, 6? 7?
Yeah,
When does school start? 8?
7:30,
7:30? Well, I'd get up at like
8,
6 in the morning.
8:05.
I was getting up at like 6 in the morning or maybe like 6:30. And I would get my sister's hair straightener because I had curly hair. Like when it gets long, it gets like afro-y. And I would straighten it up like that to do Liberty spikes. And then I would have spiky gel and I would go like this. And like, I mean, it wasn't that big, but like I'm getting up to fuck around with my sister's hair stuff and makeup, putting on eyeliner. And I'm like getting up like how like teenage girls are. And I'm like, you don't get it. You got to get up. You got to do it so many hours before you boys wake up. You know what I mean? You get to just roll right out of bed and get at school. I have to get up earlier. And I'm like doing that, like spiking my hair and putting on eyeliner and shit. So lame.
Yeah.
But, you know, got to give the kid a break.
Mm-hmm.
I love that kid.
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
Mhm. Look what he turned into.
But you never, when you were wearing the uniform or anything, were like, I hate having to conform to this uniform or anything like that?
I don't know.
No, because everybody was wearing it, though, I guess.
You know, it's funny. When I was little, I liked dressing up. Like, I liked, like, putting on, like, a little tuxedo or, like, a little suit or something. You know, I'd look at myself in the
Why
mirror.
would you wear a
and put my-
tuxedo? What are you wearing a tuxedo for at your age? At the young age?
At, like, little grade school dances. I wore, like, a Dumb and Dumber tuxedo.
Oh, that's
to my
cool.
senior prom, I wore a pink tuxedo. You know, like, I always liked dressing up. So I don't think I minded
Yeah.
the but everyone wore dress shoes and I wore Vans, so that was like my act of rebellion
Right.
of like I
Checkerboard
would wear
Vans?
these. Well, I would wear those after school, but then I would wear these like almost like they look like Clarks, but they were Vans skate shoes that I got when I was like a
Oh, yeah.
sophomore, and I would just like wear them.
Did you
know?
skateboard when you were
I
younger?
tried, but I was so bad at
Me
it.
too.
I
I
could
once,
acid drop really well. I could do like flip
What,
tricks.
that's like when you have the board and you jump on it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So I would acid drop off cars and stuff, but
yeah, I had a
couldn't,
buddy
like-
that could do that too.
I couldn't kick.
That was his move.
Thing, and
no.
I would do like finger tricks. Like I can skate, pick it up, twirl it, and then land on it, but I can't
Yeah, I bet you can, you fairy.
do it.
You pick the skateboard up and you twirl it around.
I'm on your side, but I couldn't kickflip or ollie to save my life.
No way. I skated for a long time. Like the fact that I couldn't do like a kickflip and stuff, I skated for years. I skated for like 6 years of me and my friends going out every night trying to skateboard and like going. It was one of the best like parts of my life was just skateboarding from like 10 a.m. to like when the sun goes down and stuff like that. And it just felt so good. And I was so bad. I couldn't jump stairs.
Yeah.
I could barely ollie. Like I couldn't do. There was one time. So at summer camp, at Camp Tioga summer camp, there was a skate park, and we had a because there was like a, you know, what's that called when it's like they're competing like an Olympics kind of thing, but for the camp. So everybody was set into different.
Special Olympics.
Yeah, we we had a Special Olympics,
Yeah.
and we were like, all right, well, there was a skateboard competition, right? And our team was like the best skateboarders in the camp, and like we were being cunts, and well, my friend Greg started it, Hep Greg on Instagram. He's a scooterer now, and he's fucking great. His name's Hep Greg.
Oh, cool.
And he pulls up. We're all like watching the competition. He pulls up and he does a thing where he goes, I'm the best skateboarder here, so I'm literally just gonna ollie, and no one will be able to beat me. So he ollied, and we were like, all right. So then my other buddy Sam goes up, and he does the same thing, and we're like, oh, so that's what the whole team's gonna do. And I went up and I tried to ollie, and I was like the amount of like confidence that was lost immediately because I was just like, you know what I mean? Like I was literally like, doop, like literally nothing, and everyone's like, ooh, guess he didn't get the ollie. But yeah, that was like some of the best times of my life just skate, and I couldn't do shit. One time I landed a varial kickflip by accident because I was trying to do a kickflip and my foot went like this and I like, whoa, and I accidentally landed on it and I was like, I can varial kick. And I was constantly lying to my friends. Like I would tell my friend, I was like, oh, I just landed an impossible today, which is like, you know, the impossible is like that you wrap it around your foot and like land. So it's like, it goes like this. Like if you're go boom and then land like that. And it's like the hardest trick in the world. And my buddy was like, oh, really? Do it right now. And I was like, my ankle is like, just constantly lying. Were you a big liar growing up?
Lying is a part of psychological like advancement for children. They lie to test their reality, to see like what's real and what's not, what they can get away with.
Oh,
and like, so that's like a very big trait in grade schoolers. So it's interesting you did that in high school.
Oh, I lied last week. I'm always lying. You kidding? I'm constantly testing my reality.
No, but dude, that thing when I was teaching, my students would lie about shit like that. Like, this kid was like, I could do all the tricks in Tony Hawk. And I was like, oh, what's your high score? No, real life. Oh, do you have a skateboard? Do you want to show us? Well, I can't right now. I can only do it in my backyard. It's just in my backyard. It's a place where I can do it the best.
Yeah, of course.
And like there was a girl that told us that she, Aladdin reached through the screen and gave her an apple to eat. And I remember her telling us that in third grade. And I was like, well, I can see your weight. So you obviously didn't eat the apple. You're pretty heavy.
Yeah, Aladdin reaches through the TV to give her an apple. And she's like, you have anything more fried?
I was always such a bad liar. Like my tell for lying was so like obvious that I just gave up on it when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then I was just like honest to a fault.
Yeah.
But like it really like I turned into a liar again when I was drinking. Just to get myself out of trouble.
Yeah.
Like I would lie all the time to get myself out of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's easy to lie when you're drinking because you could be like, well, there's no tells. You're just that drunk.
Yeah, but the amount of times I had to pick my stepdad up from the airport in the morning because I was drunk and I couldn't make it to work. Those kinds of things.
Wow, your stepdad really likes traveling.
Yeah.
He's a business guy.
Yeah,
he's a business
I owe
man.
him a phone call today.
Oh,
shit!
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would lie all the time. I lied recently. So I went to a show and I told the guy who was running it, I was like, I got to get out of here. And he goes, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I got to get to the comic strip. I don't even work the comic strip. And I was like, yeah, I got to get to the comic strip, And then, so then he comes back to me and he's like, okay, we're going to put you up next. And he goes, go to the comic strip after this? And I was like, like I felt myself have to lie again. And I definitely was like, and I was like, yeah. And I could feel that I just gave a tell, like, you know what I mean? Like you could see that I'm lying. So then I said to him, and I go, but they just texted me and it's canceled. And he goes, oh wow, they cancel shows a lot? And I go, no, never really have. It was Friday. It was a Friday night. And I was like, why would they get canceled?
Why would you say the comic show? Why would you even lie?
I don't know. Because I wanted to get out of there.
Why did you just say, hey, I got somewhere to be?
And I actually had a feasible, honest answer for why I had to leave, because he told me my spot time was like at a certain time, but they started like 10 or 15 minutes late. And I was like, I got to get out of here. And he was like, why? And I was like, oh, the comic strip is,
This was Friday?
Yeah.
You drank Sunday?
Yeah.
Did you find yourself lying more and acting in kind of shadier ways leading up to you drinking?
No.
Oh.
No, I didn't.
Because
I'm
the relapse
always
happens
kinda-
before the first drink.
That's what they say.
It's true.
That is what they say. Oh yeah. I mean, that
Did
wasn't
you notice anything happening before you drank on Sunday? Like, were you short-tempered? Were you angry? Were you getting
short-tempered. Yeah, definitely short-tempered, nervous, stressed. I felt a lot of pressure. I wanted just that quick relax, and I was like, because drinking, you go like when you're. I don't know if you guys are the same, but when I'm drinking, it does have that feeling of like, oh,
It's invincibility. You feel like you can finally breathe again. You've been underwater for decades, and then now you fucking came up for air.
yeah, for 1
and
second.
it's the best fucking air you've ever had.
Right, but it's also, and it's something I do with everything where it's like I won't confront something because it's easier to just go along with the problem sometimes, and that's a version of that. Like not being able to be sober and like being like like it's very hard to just enjoy your day when you're alone, and like for me it's very
it's
it's very hard to
tough.
enjoy my day when I'm alone and lonely.
But that's what makes it so fucking metal to get through it.
I
To
know.
not use weed or anything. And just
well,
fucking
I
be.
mean, come on, let's not get too crazy here, you know. I know. But I didn't smoke any weed today because I know if I do, I'm gonna be like so tired.
Yeah.
So I'm saving it for later.
Well, I mean, I'm
gonna get scared.
surprised.
I want to take an edible and get scared.
I'm surprised you didn't smoke to make like the hangover go away.
That never works for me.
Really?
It makes it worse.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh.
every time I smoke, I can feel the headache more. I'm like,
Whoa.
oh. Yeah, and then I'll like puke and stuff, and I'm just. I actually
Ugh.
didn't have a hangover today, to be honest.
Really?
Well, I took 3 Advils before I went to sleep last
Mm.
night. What?
Interesting.
Yeah, I had more of an ass ache. If you ask me.
Don't ask the underwear. Not enough Advil to make that thing feel better.
I know, dude. You know what I just watched the other night for the first time in a while? Cable Guy. Remember how good that movie
Best
is?
movie.
Oh my god, when he's walking down the hallway, or when he's like pretending to walk down the highway, and he goes, "Okay, I'm heading out."
Best fucking movie, dude.
It's so good.
I saw that in theaters because
Whoa,
I
you're
was
old.
so excited from Ace Ventura. Shut up. That I was like, oh, it's just gonna be like Ace Ventura, and it like unlocked a thing inside of me where it was the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
My mom was like mortified that she took me and my friend, and somebody threw a stink bomb in the movie theater, and so we got free tickets.
Bro, that's great.
Uh,
You just unlocked a core memory with
What?
stink bombs. I totally forgot about stink bombs.
Yeah.
They were the best. Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
They came in those little flat things and you go and then it go
oh, ours
we're like
we-
little pill
little
ones.
glasses, and
Oh,
you would
yeah,
throw
and
it,
you
it
just
would
throw it in the
break.
ground.
Yeah, and had like liquid in it.
Can we get stink bombs? Not for I don't want to throw them around my house. I already did last night.
Yeah, you are a stink bomb
I'm a stink
because
bug.
you stink,
Stink
and you
bug.
bomb. I used to love stink bombs. I had a 3-man slingshot. One of my best memories
A
was
3-man slingshot.
yeah, like I hold one side, you hold one side, and then Nicole pulls back with a balloon in it, and you launch it, and it
Like
smashes.
whoa. It's like a
Yeah.
medieval weapon.
We used to do that over a main road by my house and hit people at the 7-Eleven. It was the best.
Dude,
Yeah.
I miss being a fucking kid.
Oh, yeah.
I miss
we used
fucking
We used to
kids.
do it on a balcony and hit people on the boardwalk at the beach. It was the best, man.
Dude, oh my
We
god.
should do it again. It's so fun.
Well, we're adults now, so it's,
Oh, yeah,
that would,
you're right.
that's probably against the law.
I don't know. It's
say.
kind of fun.
like assault.
It's really fun.
Dude, when we were kids, there was this one time. So we used to like walk everywhere, and we'd go hang out at the shopping center a lot, and
Same.
like go back home.
We'd
and-
bring our skateboards. We would
Yeah.
chain smoke at a diner, and then we'd go to a gas station, give people, ask for cigarettes for $2 a pack. You'd say, "Here's 5, keep it. Get us a pack of cigarettes." It was the
Wow.
best.
$2 a pack. You talk like you're like, and the schools were segregated, and
Pretty much.
we were walking back one time from the shopping center. You just kind of like unlocked this memory again. I don't know how you did, but we had a laser pointer, and it was around Christmas time. And you know how you can like pop balloons with a laser pointer. So they say.
What?
Yeah, apparently a laser pointer could be so powerful it could pop a balloon.
No way. Did it happen?
I don't know where to go with that. Well, so we're walking around, and during Christmas, people had those big Santa and blow up like frosty stuff. And me and Jacob, the guy who I was like, I'm getting drunk on Sunnyside, come save me.
I have a family.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
He's literally like, I'm working on my taxes right now. And I'm like, work on your taxes at the bottom of a bottle. And I don't know. Leave that one in too. And fucking cat hair.
Don't open your fucking barrel at me with.
I wish last night I shit. Well, I wasn't wearing the pants. Thank God. I was
Just
literally
shit's coming out the bottom of your pants like Andy Dufresne.
It's like dripping. I was literally wearing just the boxers and I had no shirt on, and I was like, I had the food on the ground and I was just eating
Your
it.
poor cat.
Yeah, my cat was like, we're not so different, you and I.
He's like, at least I go in a box.
And well, we're walking. We had a laser pointer, and a couple of our friends were a little bit farther ahead of us, and because we like to lollygag, me and Jacob, and we saw the thing, and I go, you think I could pop one of those balloons with this laser pointer? And he goes, try it. And so I take the laser pointer, and we're going like this, and it's kind of like going by the person's house. So like it was nighttime too, so you saw it wasn't just like a whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this fucking guy who was like roided out storms out of his house, the house that we're aiming, and he goes, "Are you trying to pop my balloons?" And me and Jacob immediately are like, "No, man, no." And I went, "No, dude. We were trying to see if we could because this actually did happen. So we were doing the balloons, nothing was happening. And then we moved over to a tree, and I go, look how skinny this tree is. Do you think I can get this laser pointer on it? And he goes, yeah, try it. And I'm like, this. So now we're going up this really skinny tree. So that's where we were at. And so I go, no, man, we were trying to like put the laser on the tree to see if it, and he punches me in the face. This is a grown man. And we're like 13, 14 years old. Grown man punches me in the face, pushes me to the ground. I'm on the ground. He's got his head.
My precious balloon.
Dude, it was insane. He has my head into the dirt like this. I couldn't breathe. And Jacob is like on top of him trying to pull him away. But this guy was so fucking big that he couldn't get him. And literally he picked my head up, and I was able to go like this, and he put it back down so I could breathe. Because I was like, and
How
like
old
that.
were you?
I was like 13, 14.
Oh my God.
So then he lifts my head up again, and we had my buddy Dan. He was like a bigger dude, and he had gotten into a lot more fights than us. Like he was just like the guy,
Yeah.
And I just went. His last name is Zucker. I'm sure he's fine. He's got a wonderful family now, and blah blah blah. But so I don't know if we should bleep that or not. But anyway, so I go Zucker, and he runs. He runs, and I see him because my head is like this. He runs up, looks at me, looks at the guy, looks at Jacob, looks at the guy, looks at me. He's like, I can see him being like assessing what's going on. And he finally realized what's going on. And he kicked the guy. He went like, it was the biggest kick I've ever seen in my life, like full blown, like, whoop, dang,
like field goal
kicks
kick.
him right here. The guy goes, oh, and then like gets off of me. And then me, Dan, and the guy and Jacob are all just like kicking this guy and hitting him and stuff. And then we like ran away, and we were like, how fucking crazy is that? That was crazy. So that's a little nuts story I have. And that's where it ended. And that guy lives in my neighborhood.
Really?
I see that guy's house all the time. When I visit my mom, I see that guy's house all the time.
Is he still there?
I'm sure he is. I mean, when people move into Long Island, they don't, unless he moved to Florida or something. I'm sure he is still there.
Let's go fucking light him up with some laser beams.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We all, just a bunch of people stay, yeah. I guess it's not too bad. Just little lasers.
He knocked you out over popping a balloon.
Literally, we're like going up to him and being like,
That's wild.
Now, if I aim this at the camera, will it break it?
I wouldn't test it.
It's not a balloon.
And what balloons?
And then Nicole
like,
comes out. Are you trying to break my cameras?
I kick her in the ribs.
Yeah.
what balloons? Like inside, outside, like
Outside, like blow up Christmas balloons.
Oh,
That's such a weird thing to see a small, tiny laser.
And freak
Are
out.
you
like
hitting
that.
my balloons?
He was so mad.
enough to like beat the shit out of a kid.
Yeah, yeah. He was so mad at me.
What was the balloon in the shape of?
It was Santa and Frosty. Anyway.
Dude, we used to, that, I feel sorry for kids nowadays that can't get into trouble like that because of ring cams and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That was just such a part of childhood about
It really is,
wreaking
yeah.
havoc. So I put a sledgehammer through a cop's windshield one time.
Oh my god.
We filmed it, showed it to people at
That's
parties.
like a CKY kind of shit. Remember
Well, we were
CKY?
like super into CKY, so we
Yeah.
were just like following them, you know.
yeah.
But we would do the best was the day after Thanksgiving. We would go around, or no, Thanksgiving night. We would go around and people would leave their pumpkins out from Halloween and leave it for Thanksgiving decorations. So Thanksgiving night, we would just pick up all these pumpkins and we would just drive and chuck them at mailboxes.
Yeah.
Chuck them all over. And then the next day we'd pick up our friends and we'd drive around looking at the damage. Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Just returning to the scene of the crime like
It's
a bunch
Thanksgiving
of idiots.
miracle.
Yeah.
We did that too, like, but we did it like, I mean, we were crazy. We bought we went to Dick's Sporting Goods and they have airsoft guns that you can, like, real gun, like they could probably kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And we bought them because you can just buy them because it's not a real gun. But we just shot out a ton of people's like, my buddy also had a sniper version of it. So we would drive around and we would be,
Oh, dude,
and he
that's
would take
terrifying.
out people's, we wouldn't shoot into windows. We were like that smart at least to be like, don't shoot into any windows because you can hit somebody.
So what would you shoot?
We would shoot out their like garage lights and stuff. So like if their garage had like a light or like,
Yeah, but
you know,
would see an actual gun sticking out of a car window.
yeah. Yeah.
Jesus
And then I
Christ.
also had the revolver. So we were doing that with the sniper. And then one time there was at the end of the driveway, there was a big light that, it was like this big kind of diamond shaped light. And we were shooting out all night. And I just went, look at this. I was just like, stop here. And I got out of the car and I took my gun and I just broke the light with the gun. Like, not even out of sport of like, couldn't you shoot this thing? Literally just walked right up to it and just pistol whipped it because I thought it would be funny. We were like shit kids, dude. We were really bad kids. I mean, we were all right. We were, but, everybody's got their problems.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah. Where are we at now? Time-wise.
Just about an hour.
No. Statute of limitation wise. Where are we at?
Am I allowed to say that?
crimes?
I just moved right past that. I have no clue.
What
What is that? Vandalism?
It's vandalism, yeah. And probably endangerment.
I had a band in 6th grade. I was a bassist. My buddy was a drummer, and I called it Random Acts of Vandalism.
That's not a bad name for a
And
band.
I would take paper towels and wet them and throw them at the ceiling in
Oh,
bathrooms.
yeah.
It'd be like random act of vandalism.
I forgot about that too. Like I forgot that you could do that. Wet a paper towel and chuck it on the roof.
Dude, you ever do that? Your friend is taking a shit and you wet a paper towel and you just chuck it at him when he's on the toilet. That's the best. Yeah.
No, I never fucked with people while they were shitting or pissing or anything like
yeah.
that. I for some reason I'm okay with pistol whipping somebody's fucking garage light, but that's too far for me.
Dude, we used to do garage hopping.
What's
where
that?
if someone's garage door is open in the summer, we'd run into the garage and steal the beer from their fridge, and then we'd run out,
That's
You just
so fun.
get free beer, drink it on the way to the next garage.
That's so fun. That's like, and that doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, but I feel like today with ring cams and everything, you'd
Right.
get murdered.
Yeah,
You'd
you
get
can
thrown in
also get
jail.
shot and
Yeah.
it'd be fine.
Because so many people are, I don't know. I feel like so many people have home security systems in terms of like cameras and distrust and all this stuff. That
Right.
It's so much easier to get caught today.
I know.
I'm so glad I grew up when I grew up.
I know. And,
You know?
I'm sure a lot of like people older than us are like, well, back in my day, you could
Of course,
fucking
rape
rape somebody and it was fine.
Jesus.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying I want to. Don't
Speaking
Jesus
of
me.
which, there's this
Speaking of
documentary.
which.
When I was in high school, there's this documentary called American Nightmare. You should check it out. It's
What's
really
that about?
interesting. It's about this couple in the middle of the night. The woman gets kidnapped and the guy gets drugged, and he goes to the police, tells the police, and they are like, oh my God, let's figure this out. And then 2 days later, the girl comes back unharmed, and nobody believes them. They think it's a hoax because the movie Gone Girl came out a year prior. And they're
is that
like,
what happens in
they're
Gone
just
Girl?
imitating Gone Girl. Yeah. But it turns out this legitimately happened. No one believed them. The media blasted them as like these hucksters, these hoaxers and everything. And then it had to happen multiple more times for people to go, let's
my
investigate
God.
this.
Jesus
It's really
Christ.
interesting how the guy got caught and everything.
Whoa, when they caught the guy? Whoa.
Bro, you got to watch it. American Nightmare.
He just kidnaps people and then lets them go and it's fine.
Well, he was like sick in the head. Like he went into this woman's house to like rape her, and he ties her up and he goes, I'm going to rape you now. And she goes, I was raped when I was younger. Please don't. And she said that he heard him.
He goes, okay. He's like, oh, I've never heard that before, actually.
Or no, he legit goes, I can't do this. You know, you should have a guard dog or some sort of home protection so this doesn't happen again. And he like let her go.
Whoa, nice guy. And he goes, you kidnap somebody, and then he goes, and that's why you get a dog.
He kidnaps her.
Someone
He's
from-
like, I'm going to feed you your vitamins.
Someone
I know
from
you haven't been
PETA.
using them.
Yeah. He goes, here's a vitamin C tablet.
I'm taking you to the doctor. You need a physical. When was your last mammogram?
Thanks for doing this, dude.
Anytime. This is great.
This was so fun, man.
I love you, buddy. It was real fun. What's the name of the podcast?
Sag Daddy the Pod.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to plug anything?
Yeah.
This is coming out sometime in April. I mean, just, we don't know yet.
Ian Fidance, Wild, Happy, and Free. YouTube.com/BEIN Pod. My debut comedy special. Check it out. You're going to love it. I guarantee it.
Pointing.
Being Ian with Jordan. Patreon.com/BEIN Pod. New episodes every Wednesday. iAnimal69. Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. IanFidance.com for all my dates. Ha.
All right. 1.
What? The fuck was that?
You never heard 1 before?
None.
The Rap Jack Black and Sag Daddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sag Daddy the Pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sag Daddy the Pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sag Daddy the Pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed. Now here's my dumb voice, so recognizable, ski master, unreliable. Diary of a guy who's higher than a freaking diving board. I'm tired, call me biting you as lame cause you align with your wardrobe. Give that back, you ain't that guy, bro. Kaleidoscope stripping, goddamn I'm tripping. Sipping shroom tea, looking at a blank television. Got a girl here gripping, thinking we'll do some business, but that's the last thing that I want. Seriously. Big dog, I'm on shirts now. Still scared that my house is gonna burn down. I'm a rare card, an old Charizard. Getting BJ's on a bench of a promenade. Don't know what to do, I got a lot of problems. A lot of emotional truths, I have menage. I'm getting robbed every time I get a coffee. Cause $6 is just too much.
Keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. When all you do is wrong.
Dream team, me and Galeen and the 4 Beatles. Kidnapping whores illegally, pumping them full of needles. Eating Chinese till Steven asks us to order a pizza. Walk the run to get it, I can't do either. It's Sag Daddy the Pod, don't think twice. Just bob your head, Dylan, your chicken with no rice. It's Sag Daddy the Pod, and on God I won't stop. Unless I wanna, that's kinda the deal, huh? It's Sag Daddy the Pod, no need to deviate. Your ears are not the only holes that I'm about to penetrate. It's Sag Daddy the Pod, so thanks for tuning in. Truman Show flow, if I don't see you, you can suck my dick.